Hey, folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This video for Tuesday, May 15th, 2012 is sponsored by RealTick. All right, let's get right into it today, folks. The markets are on a wild ride up and down, and you can see again if I zoom in a little bit more on just today on the intraday SPY, we started out flat, surged to the upside, reversed back to the lows, again surged to the upside, reversed back to the lows, and now we're trying to surge back to the upside. And this is the way the market has been today because today is a pivotal day, folks. We're talking about a day of epic proportions in terms of dictating where the market goes in the next week. All right, what do I mean by that? Well, essentially what I'm looking at here is some key levels on some charts. If we break these levels, if we close essentially below the lows of the day and the lows from yesterday, you could be on a path to the downside very sharply. The markets literally could break down very big to the downside, possibly all the way down to the 130, 129 level on the SPY. Right now we're trading around the 134 level. So that's what we're thinking right there. Now, if they're able to keep this market positive, maybe even push it up just a little bit more towards the end of the day, maybe close it around the highs of the day, we should get about a 1 week reprieve of selling where the markets could go into a neutral to small upticking bias and float higher. Now, ultimately, we're headed down. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But the question is, where do we go short term? And you can see the market's battling. I mean, it's very apparent by looking at the intraday charts that the markets are jumping up and down and trying to figure this out themselves. All right? Markets are oversold. The reason why you know the markets are oversold right now is because if you look at the dollar has done nothing but basically go up all day. I mean, if we look at the UUP here, I mean, this thing has just climbed all day long, up 15 cents on the day. Normally, in this scenario, if the dollar was surging like this, the markets would be getting crushed. I mean, you'd have the SPY down a point at least, maybe even more. And in change or in tune with that, what we're looking at here is the spiders are actually up slightly on the day, up 10 cents. So it tells us that, again, markets are kind of exhausted to the downside. Doesn't mean they can't break down and start a new leg down, but that's where it comes into being a master level here in regards to where this market is. All right, master pivot points right here, and we are looking at to see where this market ends today, and that will dictate where this market ultimately ends, all right, and where it goes tomorrow and the next few days. Now, we have some great winning trades out there, one of them being Zynga. I gave this to you all basically a couple days ago. I think I gave it on Thursday of last week. This stock continues to rip higher. I called it out as a Facebook no-brainer IPO play. Look at the chart last 2 days. I mean, this thing has just gone parabolic from the 7.5, 7.25 level all the way now to $8.65. It's now into the 20 moving average, so it's going to have a little resistance, but it could easily break through that going into the Facebook IPO on Friday. Now, I already took half my profits, and the reason why I took half my profits is because, once you make some good money, you got to be kind of idiotic not to take something off the table in this market environment. We're in a very weak market. You got to be smart about it. So you're making 5-10% on a trade, take half off, put a break even stop, and then it's a freebie. That's Money Management 101, something we teach you here at InTheMoneyStocks.com that is imperative that you follow. Looking at a couple other stocks, we're seeing JP Morgan have a great bounce. Now, JP Morgan closed below the 200 yesterday. A lot of people would look at that and say that's a breakdown. But us here at In the Money Stocks, a proprietary signal tells us that you actually have to see confirmation. Now, confirmation, again, is a secret proprietary technique we utilize here to tell us if it's a true breakdown or not. And obviously, this was not a true breakdown. We could easily see that by the lack of confirmation. And JP Morgan bouncing back above the 200 today, up $1.20. That's a nice move. That's a very, very nice move. Other stocks that are very strong today, most of the financials are having a great day. But if you look at Amazon, Amazon's a very solid gainer today, up $5.75. It is off the highs of the day, but nonetheless, still a very good gain, almost $6 on the upside. Apple, which is at a pivotal level, is holding up right now, but there is resistance. You have a downward move here, bearish pattern development underneath a necktie here on the SPY intraday. That has to be monitored, folks. Apple is the one stock that I would look at and say, if this stock breaks, the market breaks. If this stock doesn't break, the market doesn't break. All right, what do I mean by that? Well, simply take the pivot lows right here from essentially the day before the earnings pop. There was your earnings bounce right there on Apple. You've come down and you're settling right on this level. As long as this level does not break, the market should hold up. If Apple breaks, so goes the market, in my opinion. Very important level to watch, guys. Again, Apple has really just settled on this level. Ultimately, I do think it breaks to the downside. It's just a matter of when at this point in time. Okay? All right, what else are we looking at here in relation to the markets? We're still seeing the USO trading basically flat on the day. This was up a little bit earlier today. This is the USO, the oil trading ETF. And again, it's kind of just hovering here because the markets are kind of hovering as well. If we look at the GLD, GLD is down about 50 cents, continuing to head lower here. We had a little bit of a bounce where it went slightly positive, and now it's just fallen all the way back down. And again, gold has been under a lot of pressure. Although I have to say, gold to me is starting to look like it's getting near a support area. Something we have to pay attention to, something that I'll cover in the technical analysis video inside the research center this fine evening for our members here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. And don't forget, folks, 7-day free trial. 7-day free trial to the research center, which is geared towards swing traders and investors, and the Intraday Stock Chat 7-day free trial, which is more for day traders and people that want constant analysis, live video charts, all that kind of intraday action-packed event. That's what the Intraday Stock Chat's all about. Taking a look at the SLV, this is silver here. Silver is down again today, just a little bit though, down 25 cents. If we go to the daily chart, there was a key level that got broken right here, and you can see the trend line. That tells me there's a fair chance that it goes down into this level here over the next couple weeks, and I do think there is more downside. I mean, every commodity is going to head lower. It's just a matter of do you get an interim bounce in the markets, in commodities, in the short term. If we look at the dollar here, I think this is important to look at as well. If you see the UUP, we want to watch, does the UUP on the daily chart, where does it close? On or below this line right here, in which case you could see a pullback in the dollar, or above, in which case you could go higher, possibly to this level up here. And this is really important, folks. I mean, this is really important to note. The dollar's a little on this long-term extended side here as well, due for a pullback, but Europe is a mess, as we all know. All right, so again, watch to see where the dollar closes. That will dictate for us where the market will most likely go, and it should coincide with the market's close as well, just like I said at the beginning of the video. There's a lot going on in this market. You can't be shy. You can't put your head in the sand. You got to be out there looking at what's trading, looking at where things are going, and trading accordingly and making money accordingly. And that's what we do here at InTheMoneyStocks.com, folks. It's all about just looking at the charts, letting the charts tell us where support resistance levels are, what the proprietary methodology is telling us on a trade or on the market, and going with that in terms of making money. Okay? All right, guys. On that note, I'm going to step aside. Let's just jump back to the SPY. And again, the SPY is hovering up just a little bit. Just tag the 20 moving average intraday. You can see the choppy nature of this market on this Options X week. And again, I'm going to be back making money with members here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. And I encourage you to take the 7-day free trial and come join the pros and the elite. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon.